Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how many amps the air conditioner is actually using. Alright, before we get into it, just to update you guys on a few things I have done. So right here I installed a Caframo fan, and I put it right here in the front, so whenever I turn it on and everything, it'll blow out the air conditioner from the front. And it works really good. It's got 3 speeds. It seems to run for a really long time off the battery, and you can adjust it, and I can fold it back and all that and keep it out of the way when I'm not using it. That was real easy to install. And while we're down here, I got my water pipe going down, just if anybody's curious, and it goes all the way around the boat. And back here on the back of the boat, you can see the wire coming down, and what I'll do is I'll cut this, and I'm gonna put me a water tank or something right here, so all the air conditioner runoff water will run into the tank, and then I'm gonna turn that into a shower or something like that. Alright, before we get into it, I also have this Xantrex inverter installed, so that gives me 80 amps of charging. If you are planning to run an air conditioner off a battery, you're going to have some pretty significant amps charging your batteries back. Because if you're using shore power, you got to have it at least above what your air conditioner is drawing off your batteries, or not, it'll still deplete the batteries if you want to run your air conditioner. So 80 amps is plenty. And then over here, I also installed a DC to DC charger, and what that does is it'll take the batteries right here, the 2 house and starter battery that came with the boat, and what it'll do is it'll say, hey, these batteries are charged now, and it'll send 30 amps all the way around to my other batteries. So when I'm running the motor, I should be sending 30 amps to my batteries pretty much most of the time. And with the DC to DC charger, you have to run a positive to each of your batteries, and then you run a negative to your common negative bar. Alright, so there's a lot of videos on DC to DC chargers online, so I didn't make a video on that. Alright, I got my batteries in here, and you see I made a little compartment in there. They hold the battery still, but also they work, add me a little extra storage in there, and I have all my wires dressed up. I also put me some little caps up here, and that'll just keep me from hitting my head or something on them. There's no way you're gonna hit your head on it unless you're 6'5" or something like that, but I just put them up there just in case. There's some little extra safety caps on there. Alright, let's put a decibel meter on the air conditioner, and let's see just how loud it is. So it's showing 72, 73 when I stop talking. So when I start talking, it's actually louder than the air conditioner, to kind of give you an idea of how loud it is. Now the top unit's a little bit louder, of course, but it's outside, so it doesn't matter. Alright, let's get it fired up. What I did is I installed a Victron meter, and that way I can see my amperage and everything I'm using. Right now the Victron meter is showing just a float charge, so that's the reason it says 10 days, and I'm just using a little bit of power. So the negative is the power coming out, and it's shooting a float. So the batteries are 100% right now. And what I'm going to do here is get the air conditioner kicked on, and you'll see the difference between the amperage, as right now it's basically not using anything. Alright, there you go, and there's the air conditioner kicking on right now. The startup load right there was 38 amps. That's a little, maybe not perfectly accurate, just because, you know, when the Victron has to adjust and everything. So as you can see right here, it's getting down to 37 amps, and it's showing me 1 day. But that number is counting down. As you see right now, it's just going to count down. It's going to keep getting lower and lower and lower until it finally settles out there. So 37 amps is about what I see most of the time, and this is 95-degree weather that I'm using it in right now, I have seen it in eco mode down to 32 amps. So now you can see I let it sit for a little while, and it's showing 7 hours and 38 minutes. So I should be able to get 7 hours and 38 minutes if I use 100% of my battery, which I won't be doing. And so what I'll do is I'll have a 80% alarm or something like that set, so I know to turn it off after 80% of the battery usage. But 7.5 hours is perfect. I was really looking to get about 6 anyway, 5, 6. Then, by that time it kind of cools off at night anyway. I don't think I'll be running the air conditioner all night long. So if I could get 4 or 5 hours without having to run a generator, that would be great. And then, just sitting at the dock and places like that, if I want to run the air conditioner for a minute, I'll have that option. And with my DC to DC charger and eventually solar panels and some other things, I'm sure I'll have to run the generator some. But if I can run it without having to crank the generator up every time, just kick the AC on for a little while, turn it back off, not worry with the generator all that much, that would be helpful. Well, all in all, I'm super happy with the way it all turned out. I think the amperage use was awesome compared to some of the other things I've seen using 50, 60, 70, 80 amps. So I was really happy, and hopefully the unit lasts for a long time. I'll report back anything if I have any problems or anything like that with the unit. And I really appreciate you guys watching. Please tune in to the next episode.